Welcome if you're new here, welcome back to my name is Kenzie, this is my book channel, and today we're doing a little bookish questionnaire book tag thing. I wanted to do this because I realized I never really introduced myself on this channel. Like, literally, I went back to my first video on this channel, and it was literally me awkwardly going, I'm Kenzie, this is gonna be my book channel, hope you don't mind. I was so awkward. But anyway, so we're gonna do a little bookish questionnaire, book tag, thingamajig. I found this one on Google. I have no problem admitting that I found it on Google, and people have no interest in answering my Instagram polls or whatever. Anyway, so this is the one. I can't get any darker, I'm sorry, you guys. But it's called Angel Reads Just a Girl and Her Books 20 Questions Book Tag 2.0. I should add in the 2.0. But yeah, I thought this could be fun. I thought it could kind of introduce me a little bit on this channel. I have a hot cocoa with me because this has been my beverage of choice every night for the last couple nights. Which honestly makes no sense because it's the middle of summer and it's so hot here, but I don't know, it's a nice little bedtime beverage. But anyway, so it's 20 questions. We're going to go through probably all 20. If not, just the first 10, and then I might do another video doing the other 10. We'll see. Anyway, so question number 1 is, what are your favorite genres to read? Immediately, romance. I love romance. I am the type of person who giggles and kicks their feet when something so cheesy happens. I don't know if it's just because, I grew up watching love. That's the best way I can describe it. I was always that person who loved Disney princess movies and, the romances with their princes and everything. Or what it is, but I love a good romance. I also love a good just fantasy. Not a romantasy, just a fantasy. I'm learning lately that I don't love romantasy as much as I thought I would have. It's fine if it's a very minimal subplot of romance in a fantasy book, but full-blown romantasies are not my favorite. Question number 2. Do you read more relatively popular books or more underrated books? I would say I am smack dab in the middle. Because here's the thing. I mean, not that I've read it yet. Okay, I don't know what TBR this is supposed to be on, but apparently there was a prompt in there. Anyway, I have this book, The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I've never heard anyone talk about it. I haven't read it yet, but I've never heard anyone talk about it. But then, of course, I also own The Nightingale and have read The Nightingale, and I really liked it, but it's so popular. Everyone and their mother has read it by now. And if they haven't, I'm actually shocked. But yeah, I would say smack dab in the middle. I pretty much just read whatever sounds interesting to me. There have been some very popular book talk and booktube books that I'm oh yeah, that sounds really interesting. And then there's others where I'm I have no interest in that whatsoever. So I just sort of go with whatever's interesting. Maybe it's popular, maybe it's not. I go with whatever. Question number 3. From what author have you read the most books from? Anna Huang. Hands down, Anna Huang. I have read so many of her books. I've read the entire Kings of Sin series, the first 2 in the Gods of the Game series. Okay, technically I can say I've read the entire Kings of Sin series. I've read the entirety of what's already out, except for the one that's coming out next year, obviously. But I've read those 6. I've read the first 2 in the Gods of the Game series, so that's 8. The first 2 in the Twisted series, that's 10. And then the first one in the If Love series, so 11 books of hers. Absolutely love them. I've gotten 3 5-stars from her. Love her writing immediately, and I follow her on TikTok, so I'm getting all the updates. And then after that, I would probably say Holly Jackson, because I've read 3 or 4 of her books now, and I really like her writing too. She's really good for the like YA mystery thriller, and Anna is really good for the contemporary romances. So, question number 4. What audiences, YA, middle grade, adult, etc., do you gravitate towards the most? Definitely YA to adult. Middle grade, definitely not. Like, I feel like if I were to try and read a middle grade now, I would kind of lose brain cells, not because the writing's bad or because it's stupid or anything, but because like it's so young for me. Don't get me wrong, I have considered rereading the Magic Treehouse books, but then I'm also like, no, because I'll get bored so easy because it's so young for me. But best believe my future children are going to have the Magic Treehouse books. Those books are fire. But yeah, definitely like YA to adult. Most relatable character. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so I think for me personally, I'm gonna go with. Oh, please don't fall! Please don't fall! Please don't fall! Please don't fall! You're crushing my wine glass. Don't fall! Don't fall! Don't fall! Don't crush my wine glass. It's very pretty, and Target doesn't have them anymore. But I would say Hallie from Daydream by Hannah Grace. I fell in love with this book. I fell in love with both of these characters. This was a 5-star for me. Hallie, the main girl, never really experienced a true loving relationship, like romantic relationship. I mean, her parents aren't great either, but thankfully I cannot relate on that front. But like she's just so like she's regularly referred to as like the innocent and pure one, and like so like cutesy and needs to be protected kind of. So for me, that's who's the most relatable. Hold please. Sorry, had to fix that really quick. I fixed it. It's okay. I did not set you guys up properly. I'm sorry. Anyway. Okay, yeah, but I already said most relatable character. Number 6, have you always loved reading? Yes and no. Here's the thing, is when I was little, I loved reading. Like I said, I loved the Magic Treehouse books. Once I got to like middle school, I loved the Dork Diaries books. Like I could read those in like 1, maybe 2 days. And then when I was like, I don't know, 14, 15, I didn't really have the time to read, and I never felt the urge to read, so I never did. And then a couple years ago, I sustained a bit of a back injury. Not fun. Hence why I'm sitting like this, because I have to be propped against the wall so my back doesn't hurt. But I sustained a back injury, and there was literally nothing I could do except like lay in bed and watch YouTube. And I was watching a video of Haley Pham, and it was her reaction to Holly Jackson's 5 Survive that made me go, oh my gosh, I have to read this. And I read it, and I loved it, and that's what started my new reading journey. So, yes and no. What's a book you feel like was written for you? Ooh, it's a good one. Okay, so it's technically like a self-help / memoir type book situation. But it's You Are Not Alone. I cannot think of the author's name right now, but it's this book here. Reading that, I literally sat there and was like, oh my gosh, someone else who understands, because I'm someone who like, or no, You Are Not Behind, that's what it is, not You Are Not Alone. Jeez. I am someone who feels very behind in life sometimes, so being able to read this book, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one who feels this way. It's okay if I'm not, at the same part where my friends are. It's okay, and it's a really good reminder. I highly recommend checking it out if you're in the same boat. Alright, question number 8. First or third person? First person if it's a romance, because I want to feel like I'm the character in the romance. Third person if it's a mystery. Or fantasy, I mean, jeez. Third person if it's a fantasy, because I want to be able to watch the fantasy. First person if it's a romance, because I want to be involved in it. And then probably first person for a mystery, so I could be the one to solve it. That is what I think is my preference. It's like the most random thing, but... Wait, question number 9. Are you a mood reader or a TBR reader? It depends. There are times where mood reading is 100% the thing I want to do. You know, I'm looking at my TBR and I'm like, let me read. You know, let me read Not Quite Dead Yet, because it's not on my TBR, but that's what I feel like reading. And then there are times where I'm like, no, like, I have a good TBR, I want to read my TBR, that's what I want. So it just sort of depends. Alright, series or standalones? If it's a fantasy, series, but nothing more than like 3 books, I would say. Like, I feel like some fantasies just go, I feel like some series in general just go on and on and on, and it's like, okay, why? If it's a romance standalone, if it's a mystery / mystery thriller, I'm kind of impartial. Because on one hand, I've liked the standalones that I've read, but I've also liked the series that I've read so far, so I don't know. It kind of just depends on that one. Number 11, do you annotate your books? Yes, but they have to be 5-star worthy. Like, I am not trying to sit there and annotate a 1-star book. Like, I only annotate if it is a 5-star. And that's how I know it's a 5-star. Which I didn't realize not everyone does that. And so when people were like, when I would like see people annotate, I'm like, oh my gosh, you must love that book. You know, like, you must be loving it, and it's a 5-star. And they're like, no, I would say it's more like a 3-star. And I'm like, then why are you annotating? Why on earth are you annotating? Why would you do that? 12, long or short books? Medium length. Like, I would say, depending on the book, a good like 200 to like 350 is a great length. I don't love the idea of a 500-page book, and I think that's part of why I'm kind of in a bit of a reading slump right now, is because I know eventually I'm gonna have to go to 4th wing, and I'm scared. It's a big one. Anyway, you know, and so I'm just like, ugh. But I feel like 200 to 350, maybe push to 400 depending on the book. But yeah, kind of like in the middle. Leaning on the shorter side, as long as it's not something that you have to go into like super extreme detail about. Favorite bookish tropes? Grumpy Sunshine. I love a good Grumpy Sunshine, especially if the roles are reversed and the woman is the grumpy and the man is the sunshine. So cute. Opposites attract. Arranged marriage, weirdly enough. Like, I've loved arranged marriage tropes for a little bit now. Yeah, I would say that's it. I mean, like, kind of on the enemies to lovers, but not like a true enemies to lovers, because I did see something once on Booktalk where it was like, they're not a true enemies to lovers unless, you know, one of them's trying to the other, and I'm like, okay, bit extreme. But I like more of the like hate to love type of enemies to lovers rather than like enemies fighting each other to lovers thing, depending on what it is. Okay, question number 14. Wow, we are flying through these, or at least I feel like we are. Favorite book to TV show / film adaptation? Okay, I feel like I can't really speak on this because the books that I've read that have an adaptation, I haven't watched the adaptation yet. And the books I haven't read that have an adaptation, I haven't read the books yet, but I've seen the movies. So I'm gonna say, just because I do like both of these movie series, I'm gonna say Hunger Games and Harry Potter. I do need to read both of those at some point, hopefully this year. But yeah, those ones. Number 15, do you DNF? Yes. Yes, I will. If I am not enjoying a book, there's no point in me trying to force myself to continue to read the book if I'm not having a good time. Especially if it's like a super long book and I'm already like on chapter 30 and I still have like 40 more chapters left and I'm just sitting there going, oh my gosh, can I just be done with this? I'm gonna DNF. Now, I will say for me personally, I have a rule that if I get to 50% or more and I decide to DNF, I still count it towards my reading goal because I still put the time and effort in. But if I get like 2% in, no. No, I have literally DNF'd like a book like 12 pages in before. So, alright. Question number 16. What's a book you wish had a sequel? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I'm like looking at all my books. I'm like, do I have one? Actually, let me save that in Kenzie sometime. I think Dagger and Moon by Kaylee Barnes. That's probably one I wish had a sequel. To where you could see the two of them like after the events and everything. So Kaylee Barnes, if you're watching, girl, where's that sequel? Actually, I need to check and see if there is a sequel. But I really like that book. That was a good book. Another 5-star. Okay. Favorite fictional place / setting. Oh, Caraval. I literally sat there and was like, oh, what is it? And then I like saw the Once Upon a Broken Heart series and I was like, Caraval. Immediately Caraval. I want to go to Caraval. Definitely. Or the RV from 5 Survive. And the main reason I want to go there is because I want to know how they set everything up. But yeah, those two, definitely. Okay, question number 18. Ebooks, audiobooks, or physical books? I think it depends. I think it depends on my mood, depends on my setting, depends on what I need to be getting done. Like, if I can sit there and just read to my heart's content, I have nothing else to do that day, physical books or ebooks. If it's a day where I want to read, but I have to like clean or do laundry or, whatever, audiobooks. It's so easy. I remember there was one time I had like 3 days off in a row and I came home. No, I didn't come home. I went to work and my manager was like, did you do anything fun on your days off? And I was like, I mean, I got through like 2 books. And she was like, 2 whole books? And I was like, well, they were audiobooks. And she's like, okay, that makes sense. Like, she's a reader. And even she was like, oh my gosh, how did you read 2 whole books in like 3 days? And I'm like, if a book is good, a book is good. Ebooks are also really good if I'm like in the car and I want to read. If it's like a long road trip and everything and I don't want to have a physical book with me. Or I kid you not, I've read an ebook in the shower, not the bath, the shower. Was that the best idea? Probably not. But it was fine. My phone was fine. I just had to wipe it off every few minutes. Anyway, number 19. What's your preferred page length for a book? Like I said, like 200 to 350 pages. That's like a good sweet spot. Maybe 400, if need be. Oh, and then number 20 isn't even an actual question. It literally just says tag your friends. So that's kind of rude. Okay, let's see if I can find one more question. Okay, I'm just gonna... You can't see it, but it's fine. Actually, no, it's not. You need to be able to see that. Okay, whatever this one is. How do you feel about cliffhangers? No, number 10. It depends. Do I already own the rest of the series, or am I going to have to sit there and wait and wait and wait? Which most people, they have to sit there and wait and wait and wait. But I don't like having to do that. I'm too impatient, so I typically buy whole series at once, or make sure I know that as soon as I'm done with the first book, I can immediately buy the second book. But yeah, it depends. I feel like that's been my answer for a lot of things. But typically I hate cliffhangers. I hate them. I hate them. I want to know what's going to happen. I want to know now, and I don't want to know, 10 years from now. I want to know right now. Right now. So, yeah, that's my answer to that. But I hope you enjoyed this little bookish tag, get to know me book edition thing. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. I don't know if I'm going to see you guys next week or in a couple weeks. I don't know, it depends on when this goes off. Goes up. I need to go to bed. Jesus. Anyway, I am in a bit of a reading slump right now, like I kind of mentioned earlier. So we'll see. We will see if I can get to any other videos this month. Hopefully I can. Hopefully I'm not in a reading slump. But, like, I'm seeing all these books and I'm like, I do want to read them. I just don't have the motivation to pick them up and read them. So, anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will hopefully, very hopefully, see you guys next week, a couple weeks from now. I don't know, whenever this goes up. Bye.